Hey guys, it's Sabrina. So I am back with a large book haul. I have 8 books for you guys. 8 books that I'm really excited about. Some I heard about on YouTube and Goodreads, and they're quite popular. Some not so much. So I'm just going to get right into it because I have a lot of things to cover. So the first book I have is Partials, and this is by Dan Wells. Barnes & Noble was very nice to send me an autographed copy. And I'll show you the autograph really quick. Well, bam! So I thought that was very nice of them to send me that. So this book I have kind of heard a few things about, but all things I've heard were good. The sequel for this book is coming out in February, so I'm probably going to be reading this very soon. I'm going to read the inside flap for you guys. It says, it's kind of long, so I'm going to probably just read a part of it. The human race is all but extinct after a war with the Partials. Engineered organic beings identical to humans have decimated the population. Reduced to only tens of thousands by RM, a weaponized virus to which only a fraction of humanity is immune, the survivors in North America have huddled together on Long Island, while the Partials have mysteriously retreated. The threat of the Partials is still imminent, but worse, no baby has been born immune to RM in more than a decade. Our time is running out. Kira, a 16-year-old medic in training, is on the front lines of the battle, seeing RM ravage the community, while mandatory pregnancy laws have pushed what's left of humanity to the brink of civil war, and she's not content to stand by and watch. But as she makes a desperate decision to save the last of her race, she will find that the survival of humans and Partials alike rests in her attempt to uncover the connections between them. Connections that humanity has forgotten or perhaps never even knew were there. So I'm not going to read the rest because you can kind of get a feel for what this book is about. And like I said, I'm really excited for this book. I just like the cover, and the next book comes out in February, the middle of February, I'm pretty sure. So maybe February 26th. So I'm kind of excited to read this. It sounds pretty interesting. The next book I have, I've heard great things about and love the cover. This is Mystic City by Theo Lawrence. On the back, it kind of quickly summarizes it. It says, a magical city divided, a political rebellion ignited, a love that was meant to last forever. A quick review of the synopsis. A Manhattan where magic is real and true love can change the world. In this Manhattan, also known as Mystic City, the rich and powerful live in skyscrapers called the Aries. The poor live far below in the squalor of depths alongside magic-wielding mystics who provide the energy that keeps the city pulsing. So, the main character, her name is Aria Rose, and she is madly in love with Thomas Forrester, or so she has been told. She wakes up one day with huge gaps in her memory. She doesn't remember carrying out a secret romance with Thomas, the son of her father's sworn enemy, much less falling in love with him. And now she and Thomas are engaged, pledged to a union that promises to end the bitter political rivalry between their families once and for all. Then Aria meets Hunter, a gorgeous rebel mystic who holds the key to her past. But as she begins to unlock the dark secrets behind her memory loss, she risks losing her one true love forever. So this sounds really cool, and I love this cover. It's really pretty. The sequel to this book is coming out in June, I believe. So I have a little while to read this, but it's definitely kind of on the top of my TBR list because it looks pretty and it sounds pretty cool. The next book is Black City, again with the city names. The sequel to this is called Phoenix, and that's coming out in a few months, I believe, as well. And Black City is by Elizabeth Richards. Okay. There's a lot of synopsi. I don't know which one it is. In the aftermath of a brutal and bloody war in the still smoldering Black City, 16-year-olds Natalie Buchanan and Ash Fisher do the unthinkable. They fall in love. Natalie, a human and the daughter of a government official, is still reeling from her father's murder by a crazed darkling, appending her entire life. So how can she now be falling for Ash, a brooding half-blood darkling boy? Natalie's heart betrays everything she's ever believed with one magnetic beat, forcing her to choose between her family and the boy she loves. So basically, I think this is from both their perspectives. I could be wrong, but then it says, Ash tries desperately to deny his feelings for Natalie. She is a Sentry brat after all. The very Sentry who would love nothing more than to see all the Darklings totally eradicated from the United Century States. For now, they've settled for banishing all Darklings to the wrong side of a ghetto wall. Despite being half human and being allowed to live on the human side, Ash is still scorned everywhere he goes, always wondering what it would be like on the other side of the wall with his own kind. So, I don't know. I think maybe this might be from both of their perspectives. It might. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, it goes back and forth between their perspectives. So there's two main characters, a male and a female, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, the sequel, Phoenix, another pretty cover, is coming out later this year. Uh-oh. My books were too heavy. Oh, okay. Just fast forward that part. Okay. The next book is Skylark by Megan Spooner. Another very pretty cover. I know you're not supposed to judge books by their cover, but it's just, they're so pretty. This in Magica, in Vita V. In magic there is power, and in life, and empower life. That must be Latin or something. For 15 years, Lark Ainsley waited for the day when her resource would finally be harvested and she would be an adult. After the harvest, she expected a small role in the regular, orderly operation of the city within the wall. She expected to do her part to maintain the refuge for the last survivors of the war. She expected to be a tiny cog in the larger clockwork of the city. Lark did not expect to become the city's power supply. For 15 years, Lark Ainsley believed in a lie. Now she must escape the only world she's ever known, or face a fate more unimaginable than death. So that's also very interesting. I just really like this cover. Is that wrong? I don't know. But Veronica Rossi, the author of Under the Never Sky, and I quote, "Intense and absorbing, Skylark transported me to a world of magic and danger unlike anything I've read before. Dark, original, and beautiful, this is a novel you do not want to miss." I believe her. I believe that this is not something I want to miss, so I bought it. And moving on. I've heard really good things about this. I'm really excited. This is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. That's how you spell it. Two men love her. The whole land fears her. Only she can save them all. I'm so excited for this one. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything has a purpose. You were meant to come to this castle just as you were meant to be an assassin. When magic has gone from the world and a vicious king rules from his throne of glass, an assassin comes to the castle. She does not come to kill, but to win her freedom. If she can defeat 23 killers, thieves, and warriors in a competition to find the greatest assassin in the land, she will become the king's companion and be released from prison. Her name is Selena Sardothian. The crown prince will provoke her, the captain of the guard will protect her, and a princess from a foreign land will become the one thing Selena never thought she'd have again, a friend. But something evil dwells in the castle, and it's there to kill. When her competitors start dying horribly one by one, Selena's fight for freedom becomes a fight for survival, and a desperate quest to root out the source of evil before it destroys her world. So I heard really good things about this, so I'm kind of excited to read this one as well. I don't even know where I'm going to start first. Can't believe those all fell. The next one just came out this past Tuesday, and that is The Archived by Victoria Schwab. There you go. Really cool cover, right? I've heard really good things about this. And let's talk about this. Can we talk about that? Isn't that pretty too? I like that. I like that a lot. Imagine a place where the dead rest on shelves like books. Each body has a story to tell, a life seen in pictures that only librarians can read. The dead are called histories, and the vast realm in which they rest is the archive. Da first brought Mackenzie Bishop here 4 years ago when she was 12 years old, frightened but determined to prove herself. Now Da is dead, and Mac has grown into what he once was, a ruthless keeper, tasked with stopping often violent histories from waking up and getting out. Because of her job, she lies to the people she loves, and she knows fear for what it is, a useful tool for staying alive. So basically it just tells you about what her job entails. So dead people are there. They have their memories. She's the keeper. She keeps them from getting out and making sure they're all in check. It's very interesting. It's not like anything I've ever read before. I think the premise is pretty interesting. Next, we have Enclave by Anne Aguirre. Pretty short book. Not too bad. In Deuce's world, an enclave deep underground, people earn the right to a name only if they survive their first 15 years. By that point, each unnamed brat has trained to join one of three groups: breeders, builders, or hunters, identifiable by the number of scars they bear on their arms. Deuce has wanted to be a huntress for as long as she can remember. As a huntress, her purpose is clear: to brave the dangerous tunnels outside the enclave and bring back meat to feed the group while evading the ferocious monsters known as freaks. She's worked toward this goal her whole life, and nothing's going to stop her, not even a brooding hunter named Fade. When the mysterious boy becomes her partner, Deuce's troubles are just beginning. So that sounds very interesting. I like the cover. It's very shiny. So, of course, you guys know I'm a sucker for sequels. The sequel was out, so I bought that too. I've heard that this is like for fans of Hunger Games. I've heard that, they're fairly decent books. So I'm excited to read them. I don't want to read the synopsis of this just in case it spoils anything for me and for you. So guys, if you have read any of these books, please let me know down below. Let me know what you thought of them. Let me know if you would like a review, if I should move them up on my TBR list. And yeah, I'm really excited about all of these books. I don't even know where to start. There's still a few other books that I want to finish before I start this pile of books. I'm a little overwhelmed, but I'm like excited overwhelmed. And this video is getting pretty long, so I'm going to call it quits. Again, leave a comment down below if you've read any of these books or if you would like me to review any of these. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Bye.